Here's why Rhaenyra no longer trusts Daemon in Season 2. Picture this. You're fighting a war for your birthright. Your son just got murdered by your psychotic half-brother. And the one person you thought you could rely on, your uncle husband, goes rogue and orchestrates the most horrific revenge plot in Westeros history without even asking if you're cool with it. Yeah, welcome to Rhaenyra Targaryen's Season 2 nightmare, where trust issues aren't just relationship drama. They're a matter of kingdoms rising and falling. Welcome to Westeros Throne, where we dive deeper into the politics of dragons than Maesters dive into ancient scrolls. If you're here for the tea hotter than wildfire and analysis sharper than Valyrian steel, do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button right now and hit that notification bell because we're about to break down the most toxic power couple since Cersei and Jaime decided family reunions were optional. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the dragon in the throne room. Rhaenyra and Daemon's relationship in Season 2 is basically a masterclass in how not to communicate during a crisis. These two went from ride-or-die power couple to I cannot believe he just did that disaster faster than you can say Dracarys. And the catalyst, blood and cheese. That horrific, gut-wrenching incident that left viewers traumatized and Rhaenyra questioning everything she thought she knew about the man sleeping next to her. Because here's the thing, when your partner decides to green-light the murder of a child without consulting you, that's not just a red flag, that's the entire Red Keep on fire. Let us rewind for a second because the cracks in this relationship didn't just appear overnight like some surprise plot twist. They've been building since day one, but everyone was too distracted by the romantic beach wedding and the whole forbidden love angle to notice. Daemon Targaryen is, and let's be brutally honest here, a chaos agent wrapped in silver hair and bad decisions. He's the guy who crowns himself king of the Stepstones without asking permission, murders his first wife with a rock because divorce lawyers apparently don't exist in Westeros, and grooms his teenage niece while she's still grieving her mother. But sure, romance, right? The point is, Daemon has always operated on his own moral compass, which spins more erratically than a Maestus astrolabe during a storm. Rhaenyra, on the other hand, spent most of her early life trying to balance being the rebellious princess with being the responsible heir. She wanted freedom but also craved legitimacy. She wanted to break the rules but also needed people to respect her claim to the throne. And Daemon represented that freedom, that danger, that intoxicating possibility of just saying screw the rules and taking what you want. He was her escape from the suffocating expectations of court life, her partner in crime, her literal ride-or-die on Dragonback. But here's what Rhaenyra didn't fully grasp until it was too late. Daemon's loyalty has always been conditional, flexible, and entirely dependent on whether your goals align with his at any given moment. Enter Season 2, where everything goes sideways faster than a dragon in a tailspin. Lucerys is dead, murdered by Aemond in what might be the worst case of I didn't mean to in history. Rhaenyra is shattered, absolutely destroyed by grief, and she needs her husband, her partner, her co-ruler to be present, supportive, and strategically smart. Instead, Daemon disappears into his own rage spiral, obsessing over revenge like it's the only thing keeping him tethered to reality. And this is where the trust starts crumbling like the ruins of Harrenhal. Because Daemon doesn't just want justice, he wants blood. He wants the Greens to feel exactly what Rhaenyra is feeling, consequences be damned. So what does he do? He hires two criminals, Blood and Cheese, to sneak into King's Landing and kill one of Aegon's sons. A son for a son, he says, like he's reciting some ancient code of honor when really he's just enabling straight-up terrorism. And here's the kicker that really twists the knife. He doesn't tell Rhaenyra. He doesn't consult her. He doesn't even give her a heads-up that is about to commit an act so brutal, so morally reprehensible, that it will undermine everything she's fighting for. Now imagine being Rhaenyra and finding out that your husband, the man who's supposed to be your closest advisor and fiercest supporter, just authorized the murder of a 6-year-old child in the most traumatic way possible. Not in battle, not in some strategic military strike, but in his bed, in front of his mother and siblings, with his head literally cut off and paraded around like a trophy. That's not war. That's not even revenge. That's psychological warfare designed to inflict maximum trauma. and it makes Rhaenyra look like a monster by association. Every lord and lady in Westeros who was on the fence about supporting her claim just got shoved firmly into Team Green territory, because who wants to back the queen whose husband murders children? The betrayal here is multi-layered, like one of those complicated battle strategies that sounds great on paper, but falls apart the moment actual humans get involved. First, there's the obvious betrayal of trust. Daemon made a massive, kingdom-altering decision without consulting the actual queen he's supposed to be serving. That's not partnership, that's dictatorship with a marriage certificate. Second, there's the strategic betrayal. Daemon just handed the Greens the ultimate propaganda victory. They can now paint Rhaenyra as the child-killer queen, the monster who sends assassins after innocent babies. Otto Hightower probably sent blood and cheese a thank you card for making his job so easy. And third, there's the moral betrayal. Rhaenyra has been trying so hard to position herself as the rightful, honorable heir, the one who follows the rules and respects the law, and Daemon just obliterated that image with one horrifically violent act. But here's where things get even messier, like a Fry wedding reception messy. Daemon doesn't even seem to understand why Rhaenyra is upset. In his mind, he did what needed to be done. He avenged their son. He sent a message to the Greens that actions have consequences. He operated with the logic of an eye for an eye, completely missing the part where an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind, especially when you're trying to convince people you should rule them. His complete inability to grasp the political and moral implications of his actions shows a fundamental disconnect between what Rhaenyra needs in a partner and what Daemon is capable of providing. And this is where the trust completely shatters like a dragon egg dropped from Dragonstone. Because Rhaenyra realizes, probably for the first time in their relationship, that Daemon is not controllable, is not manageable, is not someone she can reason with or redirect when his impulses go dark, is a weapon that fires in whatever direction it wants, regardless of who's holding it. And you cannot build a stable kingdom on the foundation of an unstable partner. You cannot negotiate peace treaties and forge alliances when your husband is out there playing vigilante executioner without your knowledge or consent. The Season 2 dynamic between them becomes this painful dance of Rhaenyra trying to reassert control and authority, while Daemon bristles against any suggestion that he need permission to act. He disappears to Harrenhal, diving into his own psychological horror show, while Rhaenyra is left in Dragonstone trying to hold together a coalition that's rapidly losing faith in her ability to lead. Every decision she makes is now questioned through the lens of what if Daemon goes rogue again. Every strategy session includes the unspoken concern of how do we keep the rogue prince from doing something catastrophically stupid. It's like trying to run a government while one of your key officials is an active bomb that could detonate at any moment. What makes this even more fascinating is that Rhaenyra can't just divorce him or exile him or publicly denounce him, even though part of her probably wants to. She needs Daemon's military strength, his dragon, his experience in combat. She needs the symbolism of a united front, even if that front is now more fragile than a house of cards in a windstorm. She's trapped in a political marriage that has real feelings attached, which makes the betrayal hurt even more. This isn't just a strategic alliance gone wrong. This is personal. This is the man she loved, the man she chose over duty and propriety, revealing himself to be someone she cannot fully trust with power. The Harrenhal storyline amplifies this mistrust even further, because while Daemon is off having fever dreams and hallucinations about his mommy issues and his complicated feelings about power, Rhaenyra is actually doing the work of being a queen. She's meeting with lords, strategizing with her council, making the hard decisions that leadership requires. And every day that Daemon is absent, every day he's pursuing his own agenda